The good, with a very nice touch screen, a well-designed body, and excellent photo quality, the Canon EOS M has some attractive qualities. The bad, seriously poor autofocus performance and battery life detract from the overall package. The bottom line, while it provides one of the best touchscreen experiences in its class and the compact body is quite comfortable to shoot with, the Canon EOS M's disappointing performance and blah feature set make it less attractive than competitors. I like the Canon EOS M more than I expected, but less than I should have. It's got a compact, well-built and well-designed metal body, and a responsive touchscreen with a streamlined interface, and it delivers the photo quality you expect from this class of camera. But the feature set is pretty blah, and it suffers from lackluster performance. And the fact that there are only two native lenses for the system, an 18 to 55mm standard cut and a 20 to mm f2 pancake, makes it less attractive than the more established systems with which it competes. Image quality is par for the category. The EOS M delivers excellent photo quality. JPEGs look clean up through ISO 800 and reasonably good through ISO 1600. The RAW delivers better quality even at low ISO sensitivities, better color and reduced edge artifacts. I didn't enable aberration adjustment during testing, however, which may reduce the fringing from the 22mm lens at wide apertures. As is usual for all Canon's consumer cameras that predate the EOS D5i, the default auto picture style boosts saturation and shifts some hues, notably reds, a lot more than I like. Normally I use neutral on Canon cameras, but even that proved that in the EOS M. Faithful seems to deliver the most neutral results, but you need to bump the sharpening up a bit. Exposures are consistent with no surprises, however, and images look appropriately sharp, not too soft and not too crunchy. Performance, let's just call the EOS M's performance flawed. It's based around the same hybrid CMOS sensor as the Canon EOS Rebel T4i/D5i, which includes both the contrast autofocus sensors, the type of autofocus used in camcorders and other video f systems, and the traditional phase detection sensors you find in DSLRs. That's nice. But autofocus performance in ILCs has become extremely good of late, even in contrast half-only models. And for some reason, it just doesn't work as fast here as it does in the DSLRs. The autofocus is relatively slow. The 18 to 55mm lens has notably faster autofocus than the more popular 20 to mm lens, and the camera itself seems just a tad sluggish. It takes 2.9 seconds to power on, focus, expose, and shoot. To focus, expose, and shoot in good light runs 1.3 seconds, 20 to mm, or 0.9 second, 18 to 55mm, which is pretty slow. Those times rise to 2.5 seconds and 2 seconds, respectively, in dim light. Two sequential shots run between 1 and 2.2 seconds depending upon lens and file format, RAW or JPEG. While it has a seemingly fast burst of 6.6 fps for an effectively unlimited run, during testing it zipped past 20 shots with a 95 bits per second card, and RAW sustains 5 fps for 6 shots, both of which exceed Canon's rated speed. That's without autofocus enabled. I didn't test it with Servo F, but can tell it's a lot slower. The center point F is fairly accurate, but like all fully automatic F systems it routinely chooses the exact wrong subject for the scene. Servo F operates fine while shooting video, with just a little pulsing when focusing on still subjects. Though the screen magnifies the view for manual focus, like most cameras it doesn't magnify while you're recording. It would be much easier with focus peaking. Even though the flash uses its own pair of AA batteries, after firing 2 shots with the camera's battery level at 3/4, the camera battery dropped to blinking red. And it has a subpar battery life to begin with. Design and features. The compact, magnesium alloy body is well designed, with enough of a grip and thumb rest area to make it easy enough to shoot single-handed. As long as you're not looking for a lot of physical controls, the interface operates in an intelligent and straightforward manner. On top are the power button and a three-way switch for auto, movie, and what I think of as the kitchen sink mode, a single setting on the switch from which you access all the other shooting modes via on-screen menus. Those include the usual manual, semi-manual, and automatic modes. On the back are menu, review, and info buttons. Info controls what displays on the screen. The button locations on the adjustment dial offer auto exposure lock, exposure compensation, and drive modes. The bottom button can be programmed to set the center autofocus point, a depth of field preview, ISO sensitivity, or flash exposure compensation, or to toggle LCD brightness. A movie record button sits to the right of the thumb rest. All the controls provide nice tactile feedback. The touchscreen LCD is similar to that of the T4i/T5i, responsive with an interface laid out for quick access. It's very nice for shooting video. You make silent adjustments while you're shooting, which is really convenient, from a features standpoint. However, the EOS M is pretty blah. The only uncommon features are the ability to adjust sound levels during video and the clip-based video snapshot feature that debuted in Canon's camcorders and has since made its way throughout the rest of Canon's cameras. It's got a handful of special effects, but doesn't trend to them with any novelty, and you can't layer them or use them during video shooting. There are two multi-shot modes, a 4-shot handheld night scene and a 3-shot HDR backlight control mode. It's got a hot shoe, but the only flash is extra cost and bulky relative to the size of the camera, although it's pretty powerful. The camera uses the same SDM technology lenses that Canon announced with the T4i. But since the shallower flashback of the mirrorless model requires any lens mount, voila, FM. Canon offers an optional adapter to allow the camera to use standard f-mount lenses, so that you're not stuck with just the 22mm f2 and 18 to 55mm f3.5 to 5.6 source lenses that are currently available, but using it puts the camera in the annoying small body big lens category. While it works fine with other lenses, I used it with the Canon 20 for f1.4L lens. That type of solution only makes sense for enthusiast-level cameras, not the entry-level camera that this seems intended to be, given the predominantly touch-screen operation and no option for an electronic viewfinder.